92nd Street Y Poetry Center, May 8th, 1954. Reading by Carson McCullers and Tennessee Williams. Introduction by John Malcolm Brennan.
Well, it seems to me that the works that have a soul are involved more with the evolutions of the human heart, while those that are written for play in the sense of language is concerned mostly with the convolutions of the intellect. Then my next workout began was the hardest writing I've ever done. It was Remember the Wedding, and for more than a year, I just wrote the first paragraph over and over and over, and I couldn't get to the middle of the note, as Catherine Mansfield says. And that first paragraph, that's the worst of all, because I think that that the first paragraph should intimate the whole tone of the novel and suggest all the themes, the first page anyhow. And that is hard, to do. And I wrote and wrote and wrote, and it didn't, I knew I was not doing the right thing. And I kept on working and working every day. But it was just a novel about this girl who had a crush with her music teacher, which has been done many times before. And so knew that wasn't the thing at all. And then one day, I was having Thanksgiving dinner with friends in Brooklyn. And after we'd eaten and drunk a lot, suddenly I heard a fire engine. And since I love fires, I rushed out of the door. I don't mean fires, but fire engines. I rushed out of the door. And a friend of mine, Gypsy Rose Lee she was, who likes fire engines, also rushed with me. And something about the rush of air, the fresh air, and then I guess that was it, and the oxygen in my lungs, and the excitement of the fire. I was standing on the street corner watching the fire engine, when suddenly there came to me as another illumination that I'm talking about thing. And I suddenly realized Frankie is in love with her bride and the brother. And I said, that's it. And so I said, listen, Gypsy, Frankie is in love with her bride and her brother. What you gonna read now?
You have to cue me into something.
Oh, you forgot. Why don't you read the first chapter of Remember the Wedding? I worked over 5 years, for a whole year.
All right.
Well, you announce it because I left that out now.
Well, this is the first chapter of Remember the Wedding.
Yes.
It happened that green and crazy summer when Frankie was 12 years old. This was the summer when for a long time she had not been a member. She belonged to no club and was a member of nothing in the world. Frankie had become an unjoined person who hung around in doorways, and she was afraid. In June, the trees were bright, dizzy green, but later the trees darkened, and the town turned black and shrunken under the glare of the sun. At first, Frankie walked around doing one thing and another. The sidewalks of the town were gray in the early morning and at night, but the noon sun put a glaze on them so that the cement burned and glittered like glass. The sidewalks finally became too hot for Frankie's feet, And also, she got herself in trouble. She was in so much secret trouble that she thought it was better to stay at home. And at home, there was only Bernice Sadie Brown and John Henry West. The three of them sat at the kitchen table, saying the same things over and over, so that by August the words began to rhyme with each other and sound strange. The world seemed to die each afternoon, and nothing moved any longer. At last, the summer was like a green, sick dream, or like a silent, crazy jungle under glass. And then, on the last Friday of August, all this was changed. It was so sudden that Frankie puzzled the whole blank afternoon, and still she did not understand.
By the way, it was Tennessee who got me into writing the memo of the wedding. One summer, he wrote me and said that he had a house in Nantucket, and he felt he was very sick, he might die. Would I come and spend the summer with him? And so when I got there, this other girl was just leaving, a singer. And she gave me this rather peculiar look, which I didn't understand until I got there. It was a kind of look of veiled compassion. Well, when I got in the house, there was Ken, just as sweet as ever. I'd never seen him before. But the cat, a stray cat, it had kittens on my bed. And Ken was trying to give the cat whiskey to relieve his pain, see?
Relieve her pain.
Her pain. And every window in the house was broken. So that I soon realized that when I woke up every morning with my bare feet, I would step on a fish head, the cat would bring into it fish in the windows and eat them, see? But he just said, now you ought to make a play of the memo of the wedding. And I said I didn't know anything about plays. So Tan just sat down, so just blocked out the play and just said, now here, this ought to go in, this ought to go in. I said, just sit down and write. So
I should interrupt and say she disregarded all the suggestions.
And he wrote at one part of the table, writing some of Smoke. And I wrote at the other part of the table, writing them of the wedding. But it was a good summer, all in all. I mean,